On my website somewhere there's a, if you want it, I'll send you the link, and I'm not sure whether it's easy to find, but there's a travel article of our South Island journey, our van camping journey. It's not a video blog, it's something I wrote. And you might be interested in reading about our journey, and we can show you more photographs through there. It's published online, so it's easy to get to. I might have to send you the link. I don't think it's that obvious on my website anymore. Alright, alright. I've just been around the east coast, Tikaha area, and I'm definitely going to do a painting of that area, so that's going to be built into my blogs, possibly in the next one actually, after this Otago painting. What I'm doing here literally is, if you can see that, I am literally sculpting the paint to the direction I want it to go. Now obviously we've got a valley coming down through here, a ridge line down through here, we've got another one coming up through here. We've got little bobbles of ridge lines in the foreground here, which are going to be quite textured in colour. Got a area of heavy woodland up in here. So what I'm going to do literally is just apply a little bit of texture to it to set the base, the grounding of where my painting's going to go. Highlights will pick up on these little ridges. It defies the logic of thick on thin, but it works in some elements, some areas, particularly heavily woodland areas. It works for me anyway, but painting's all about whatever works for you. Don't let me tell you what to do. I'm not going to patronise you, just do what you want. Whatever works, whatever you find enjoyable and fun. And you just, just experiment with different techniques. Some techniques work better for different parts of the environment than others do. I find this technique works really well for woodlanded areas, forested areas. Not every artist would agree with that. Just make sure I carry it around the corner. There's a bristle stuck on it there. Try and get rid of him. So yeah, that's my life at the moment. It's summertime in New Zealand. I'm out shooting weddings, riding my motorbike around, enjoying the lifestyle, doing a bit of swimming, going to the river. Pretty cool really. New Zealand really is a lifestyle place to live. There's so much to do here in the great outdoors. But it is a small country. We don't have the same level of income and prosperity that other countries do. We don't have a large population base, so economically it can be quite difficult to make a good living here. We have history, Māori history in particular, and European history. We don't go back that far though, only a few hundred years. Māori people immigrated to New Zealand through the Pacific Islands about 900 years ago, I believe, and settled New Zealand. Prior to that, New Zealand had no native mammals, so bird life was a really big thing. Unfortunately, Europeans and first of all the Māori people brought rats with them, and then the stoats, and then the possums arrived. They brought the opossum from Australia over as a pet, and that still causes major issues in the New Zealand bush. But we do our best to keep them under control. The possums run rampant in New Zealand because we have no snakes. they have, so literally the possum has no natural predator at all. Being no snakes to eat the possums love the trees, and yeah, they go pretty wild. Okay, now this area here, I'm going to start putting some of my highlights on here. I'm going to actually paint wet on wet and just get this done actually. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Terra Verte. The maybe warm it up a little bit with a bit of yellow. This woodland area across here. The sun is not actually reaching that. The sun streaks around through here, and the rays of the sun are coming up through here. So this area is a dark contrast. Oh, what am I doing? I tried to put the red cap on the red cap onto the Terra Verte. That's no good. A bit of vermilion. Let's just use the last of my vermilion on this actually. Where have my tweezers gone? I'm going to have to go shopping now and buy some more paint, you realise that? Here goes another $100. Okay, that's it. I've given up. I cannot get another drop of paint out. Oh yes I can, yes I can. Oh, look at that. Hey, look at that. Last little bit. There we go. Let's throw it in the rubbish bin. There you go. Rest in peace. Right. I want this to be nice and warm, this colour. Because I need to warm this area of the painting up a little bit. I really wanted this painting to be really quite warm, but at the moment it's running a little bit cooler than I thought. Than I hoped. This is the difficulty of just doing, in my style of painting, of actually just doing one little bit at a time and working down the canvas, is that sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to control the tone of the overall painting. If you want to be able to control the tone, you may be best to block out the entire canvas. Or definitely you would be best to block out the entire canvas with a thin wash of paint, and then work on it from there. And that would give you an underlying tone, and then you could possibly use liquid to create a little bit more transparency through the paint. Okay, let's just put some colour into here. Obviously this woodland area is in shade, so it doesn't have to be too contrasty. And it's quite a brackeny sort of a landscape through here. Just using a thick brush to get this on. I'm looking for a nice bit of texture, so I'm trying to leave little bobbles of paint that'll capture the light, give the oil painting a nice feel to it. Okay, how's that looking? Let's stand back from it and see what sort of a view we get. Yep, that's looking good. Might just mix up a little bit more sort of an olivey type green. Might just use some of this leftover paint that I've got here. Let's dig into there. Just bring a little bit more highlight into it. I just want it to be a little bit lighter in place. Let's just dig under here and whoop, big blob of paint on the ground. Watch that one, it'll get on my shoes and end up everywhere. Is that camera still working? Can you still see me? Hello? A little bit of hooker's green. Just to give it a little bit more, take it away from the brown. Sometimes when I mix paint I have multiple colours spread all over the palette. Other times that I'm just working on a little piece like this, so I'll just mix it as I go, as I need it. Change the tone and change the colour as I need to. Okay, let's see how we go now with this. Bring some texture into it now. Following the thick on thin principle, because this will be the top coat for it. Just gently dabbing at the canvas so that I can get my trees. I might actually use a brush that's a little bit more rounded at the end. It's good. It's got nice texture. Looks like a forested woodland in shade. So I can get you a nice close-up view of it. Hopefully that's working. That looks good. That'll do for today on that part of the area, part of the painting. If I need to do any more on it, I will later. Once I've got the whole foreground done, I could then I'd usually go over the whole lot again, apply little bits and pieces to it as I need to. This area through here is quite blue, emerald sort of a green. It's got to be quite cool through here. coming down to the real warm tones as the sun hits the hillsides through here. So that's what we'll do next in the next edition. Thank you for joining me.